Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This week, the President focused on jobs, the intersection of education and our economy, and honoring our veterans. That's October 1st to the 7th, or a farewell to Rahm.
Last night in the Blue Room, so you got to come here anytime.
Friday, October 1st, was Rahm Emanuel's last day at the White House as the President's Chief of Staff. President Obama marked the occasion in the East Room with his cabinet, staff, and the friends and family of Mr. Emanuel. Later that afternoon, the President walked around the South Lawn with his outgoing Chief of Staff in a final wrap-up with Rahm, a near daily ritual for the two since the beginning of the Obama presidency. On Monday, October 4th, with incoming Chief of Staff Pete Rouse working away in the West Wing, President Obama walked over to the State Dining Room, where a meeting of his Economic Recovery Advisory Board was taking place.
You don't have to just have dinner in the State Dining Room.
The President was joined by Dr. Biden to announce the launch of Skills for America's Future, a new industry-led initiative to maximize workforce development strategies, job training programs, and job placement. He contrasted this important investment in the future of our economy with the Republican plan to cut education funding.
And that's why I disagree so strongly with the proposal from some on the other side of the aisle to cut education by 20% in next year's budget. It's a cut that would eliminate 200,000 children from Head Start programs, would reduce financial aid for 8 million college students. It would leave community colleges without the resources they need to meet the goals that we've talked about today.
On Tuesday, October 5th, President Obama and Dr. Biden reiterated this commitment to education, kicking off the first ever White House Community College Summit.
Jill, you gotta be in the middle.
Exactly.
President Obama asked Dr. Biden to chair this event to highlight the critical role that community colleges play in developing America's workforce and reaching our educational goals.
These are places where young people can continue their education without taking on a lot of debt. These are places where workers can gain new skills to move up in their careers. These are places where anyone with a desire to learn and to grow can take a chance on a brighter future for themselves and their families, whether that's a single mom or a returning soldier or an aspiring entrepreneur.
On Tuesday, the President also signed a gold medal bill into law, legislation that recognized the contributions of Japanese Americans during World War II in the Army's 100th Infantry Battalion and 442nd Regimental Combat Team, including Hawaii's own Senator Daniel Inouye.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Was it, huh?
He saved my life.
That's unbelievable. And it's great to see you.
On Wednesday, October 6th, the President honored another veteran, posthumously awarding Staff Sergeant Robert J. Miller of the United States Army the Medal of Honor for conspicuous gallantry in Afghanistan on January 25, 2008, the highest award a service member can receive.
Rob seemed to disappear into clouds of dust and debris, but his team could hear him on the radio, still calling out the enemy's position. And they could hear his weapon still firing as he provided cover for his men. And then, over the radio, they heard his voice. He had been hit. But still, he kept calling out enemy positions. Still, he kept firing. Still, he kept throwing his grenades. And then they heard it. Rob's weapon fell silent.
To find out more information on any of these topics or to see complete videos of these events, go to whitehouse.gov. And thanks again for checking out your West Wing Week.
Pointed out that Rahm, when he was a kid, had lost part of his finger in an accident, and it was his middle finger, so it rendered him mute for a while.